Good morning, everybody. It is already getting quite warm. We are back here again after a little bit of sleep. This is the results from last night's little escapade. So he wasn't even super stuck. I mean, he's still sitting on these rocks here, and he was sitting on these rocks here. You'd think he would have been able to get out, but the trailer was just hung up enough in this mud that he didn't want to move. So anyway, we hand bombed all these posts off last night, and now we are hand bombing them onto a nice pile. Already got a good start going there, and then just looks a little bit more organized. Don't want to be moving into town and making a mess right off day one. So we will eventually transfer these all out into the field and push them into the ground for fence posts. The container is still in my way. I need to order some crushed brick to make a laneway, but he can't get through until the container's out of the way. So it's creating a bit of a problem. When I ordered it, I was told they were going to drop it in the field. Had I known they couldn't do that, I would have never ordered it. Because now it's stuck right there. And nobody seems to be able to move it. And if I had a tractor, I would just move it myself. But I don't have one yet. Now, is that a big issue? No. We can walk to the field, but chewing on grass. The main problem is that I need to start the basement. So I need to pour my footings, which means I need a concrete truck in there, and I can't drive a concrete truck out into a wet field. So I need to build a laneway first so he can get there so we can pour concrete. Then I could start on the walls, forming those, and then we're going to pour concrete in those. And then I need lumber, and I don't really want to carry all my I was going to say 2x4s and 2x6s for us American folks, Canadian folks. All my, gotta think about this, 10x15s and 10x20s maybe? Whatever. The lumber that I need for building the house, I don't want to have to carry it from here. So I want the lumber truck to be able to drive all the way out there as well and drop it off where I want it. And all of that requires a laneway first. So I don't really have time to wait for a tractor to come. My own tractor, we have bought one. I don't have time to wait for it to show up. Kind of need this move. So I think we can move it with the excavator, but it's a matter of convincing them to be wanting to try it. I need to get a chain, which also seems to be a problem. So again, in Canada, I know where to find a chain. You can go to Canadian Tire, you can go to Home Hardware, you can go to Home Depot, you can go to TSC or PV Mart, it's called now. Any tractor dealership will have chain for sale. Lots of places. Just you can pick up logging chain all over the place. Get 2 hooks on the end of a nice long chain. Then I could use that to pick up the container on one end and kind of drag it with the excavator. Rolling it on these posts is my plan. But here, I have not had any luck finding a chain. So the excavator driver told me of one place locally here. I'm going to go there today, see if I can find one. And then hopefully tomorrow I can convince them to try moving it. Or we might try it with a little tractor just to see what would happen if it'll budge. But I kind of doubt that that little tractor is going to be able to do it. It's pretty small. The excavator's got tracks and it's got a little blade on the front, so you can back up, drop it, and then with the hoe pull backwards. Yeah, then you can lift your blade, drive backwards again, and you can keep doing that. And as long as we can get it at least into the field and off the laneway, then we can start making more road here. Hello again. I could videotape everything. I think you'd get bored. So I'm just going to give you little snippets here and there as we progress and get something accomplished. So far the hole is now almost done. We got about 8 feet left to dig, wide that is, and then all the way along. So the hole is about 12 meters roughly. Because the house is 10 meters, I wanted some space all the way around to give myself some room to work. So it's going to be about 12 meters by 12 meters, and this is approximately 2 meters left to dig here yet. Gonna have lots of dirt. This all needs to get moved onto that far pile over there yet. But I think he is ready to start digging again, so he can park here now, dig this out, dump it on that pile, and then eventually they can move that, which actually works better for me. Originally I wanted him to move it all first, but communication's always an issue anyway. But I need to be out of here by 5 at the latest, so then he can work all night for all I care moving that pile. So it might work out better this way. Got myself another cup of coffee quick, and yeah, keep on digging. Here's another first one for you. I've never ever in my life dug a hole wearing Crocs. I blew one of the straps off it yesterday, so now I have two different looking Crocs. That's okay. They're just work boots. But yeah, I've never done it before. Probably I would have done it in running shoes before, but usually work boots, steel-toed. So this is new for me. I've never excavated in Crocs before. Still really impressive to me. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but that topsoil is like a foot thicker. Hopefully that shows up. It's hard to tell with the sunshine on the lens. It is thinner on this side, but it's still significant layers of topsoil. And we had quite a bit of rain. Right, I mean, it's going from here up. You can see it changes. So 30 centimeters at least, if not more, of topsoil. Of darker soil anyway. We've had a significant portion of rain and it absorbed it. It's not like the top is soupy wet, so that's a good sign as well. There's lots of organic matter, presumably, allowing the water to go in the soil rather than run off. So for future development of this land, that'll be a really good thing. Getting closer to being done. Last little corner left.
Ready, set.
I think it looked like we're actually doing something though. Oh, it's not moving. All right, we're back in the hole here. Day 4. Elia's back in the hole. We dug the rest of this corner out. Yesterday night we had to quit. He had overheated a little bit, lost some antifreeze, so he went to get antifreeze and I had to get going for a meeting. Met a nice family from Texas here in Nizhny Novgorod. So here we're back at it. We got the container moved here into this corner. Should be good. First delivery of some lumber so I can start forming up the footings for the house. Ah, хорошо. Lots of 2x. Okay, next step, we're going to try to mark these lines out. Now, I've never quite tried this with a laser, but since this one can go make a line this way and this way, we're going to try to line up my screws instead of using a string. It should give me a laser reading down in the ground, which means I can then use it to form up for my footings. So I'm going to try it. If it don't work, then we'll just use a plumb bob off the string line. But I think this should work. Ilya's going to be busy moving dirt for a while. He's slowly getting it farther over there. We need it all the way out of the way here. It's going to be a big mountain of dirt for, I don't know, as long as, till I find something else to do with it, I suppose. There I am. Trying to turn this thing around, it wasn't working. We are making progress. We've got our form boards laid out mostly for the footings. Just got to finish that up here and leveling it all. It has been nice weather again the last couple of days, so the ground is dried up. You can easily drive out to the field again. And I'm hoping I can get my loads of bricks in here. But he would have come today, but unfortunately the container was in the way. And I couldn't convince the excavator guy to try moving it out of the way yesterday. I finally convinced him this morning, just try it. If it'll move, great. If not, that's fine. And of course it moved, no problems. So we rolled it where we want it now. But that means the brick guy couldn't come today because I needed to let him know that yesterday, and we didn't get the container moved until this morning. So I called him right away, or I sent him a message right away. I can't call him because he speaks Russian and I don't. So I sent him a translated text, and that's how we've been working back and forth. He's finally responded that, yep, they can bring it, but not today anymore. I'm hoping for one load yet today, just so we can see if the excavator can spread it out. Unfortunately, now I find out the excavator cannot be here tomorrow. So the brick guy can now bring the material tomorrow, but I have nobody to flatten it out, which probably means I need to wait till next week to get my bricks. But then there's going to be more rain again, and the field will be wet. So it's kind of a, what do you do, right? I have, for the last 10 or so years, always had my own tractor around, and prior to that, I'd say the 5 years before that, more than that, I guess probably for the last 20 years, I've always had a tractor around, either my own or someone that I worked for. So now I'm at a point where I don't have that, and here in Russia, there's no opportunity to rent a tractor, at least not without a driver. All right, so we have that availability. You can just go in and pick one up. If I need one for tomorrow, I can just call the guy and say, hey, I need a tractor tomorrow. And they say, yeah, no problem, come pick it up. And then I can use it all day long. Tractor, excavator, whatever I need. Here I don't have that opportunity, so I'm reliant on someone else, and unfortunately they're busy tomorrow, and it's not like they have spare stuff laying around that I can use. It's just one of those realities, I guess. There's not much I can do about it. It is what it is, and yeah, such is life sometimes. That's a little fault I have when I get working. I really don't like to stop to explain things, but obviously we YouTube, so I should probably explain some stuff. Our footings, for those of you who don't know, this one's not done yet. These ones are pretty well ready to go. We got to do a bunch of digging here first. Concrete has to be poured on what we call virgin dirt, dirt that has never been disturbed, so that it does not end up going down further. So this dirt that's here has never been touched before. It's been laying there for thousands of years. The dirt here, unfortunately, he dug way too deep. So he was going to fill it back up with the hoe, and I said, well, we can't do that because then it won't be virgin dirt and it'll compact. The idea, if it could compact even of a half an inch or something, if you put concrete in there, that'll end up settling. So I don't want that to happen. Which means we got a lot of concrete to put in this hole. Anyway, it'll never move. We've got a double footing here, walk-in basement, and this is for the regular wall. So the stairs will be going in between here to go outside. I wanted to do it on that side originally, but because everything's moved around now, our barns will be over here. It'll make more sense to come in this door. What else? The reason for a footing, so I make them about this wide to put a wall on top of here. And it's no different than your foot. If you had no foot and just a stick, when you step in the mud, you'd go in really deep. The good Lord put a foot on the bottom of that to help keep us up on the top. And balance, of course, too. In this case, same thing. So if we just put a wall here, it'd have more tendency to sink in, versus now it can sit on top of the footing, and that footing makes it a lot wider. It's 2 feet wide, or 60 centimeters, I guess. And there's no chance of it going down. And my wall should be pretty well dead center on that. What we're going to do around the outside of here yet, so that's going to involve a little bit of digging as well. So we're going to put a tile all the way around here. And we're going to run that down. So he's coming back with the excavator right now. He had to get a switch a bucket. I think I hear him. And he's going to run a trench down here where we're going to throw a tile in so that perimeter water from the house can disappear down the hill. We're also going to put one on the inside and run that to a sump pump. And I'll probably end up doing a sump pump in here just because I think that would make the most sense. Basically just because it's already deep here. Less digging. And then it'll just pump outside one way or another for any water that ends up. You girls understand all that? Neighbor came by and brought you some strawberries. You're happy about that? You kind of look happy. You look tired and happy at the same time, like you had too much sun today. Maybe?
My nose is as bright as the red-nosed reindeer, I think.
There you go, bright as a red strawberry, eh? Daw, 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 daw. All right, now you know what we're doing. I gotta get back to work.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life?